Hola mis amores, welcome to my channel. This is MASSI with Sparkle DIYs. For today's DIY, I am going to share with you guys 5 Christmas DIYs using Dollar Tree items. I hope you guys like it and enjoy the video, and let's go ahead and start with our first tutorial. I am using these 2 wood signs from Dollar Tree, and with a screwdriver I am removing the little frame hooks. I am saving the little frame hooks for another DIY in the future. Here I am looking for the best way to glue both of the signs together without having so much space in between them. And I am using my E6000 and my hot glue gun to glue the wood signs together. With these plastic clothespin from Dollar Tree, I am holding both signs together until the glue dries. I am painting the sign white with a chalk paint. The middle of the sign will be covered with the gift bag we are going to use later on, but you will still be able to see the corners, so I will just brush the middle a little bit and focus more on the borders of the sign. I am using this super cute Farm Fresh Christmas gift bag from Dollar Tree, and I am cutting the top part to fit my sign. The cut does not have to be perfect since we are going to sand it later on. Now I am applying Mod Podge to glue the gift bag to the wood sign, and I will let it dry for a few minutes. With my sandpaper, and very carefully and gentle, I am sanding the corners and the parts I want to distress a little bit more to make it look more rustic. If you are recreating this DIY, when you sand it, go gently. It looks like I'm doing it fast, but that's just the video playing fast for you guys. It's not hard, it's actually pretty easy, but you just want to be gentle. With my paintbrush, I'm just going to add some white paint to some areas to make it look more distressed and rustic. Okay, now after a few minutes, my sign is completely dry, so I'm going to go ahead and start making my simple bow using this ribbon I purchased at Walmart for $2.48, and I am going to glue it to the top of my sign with my hot glue gun. For my final step, I am going to add some Mod Podge and glitter to the bottom of my sign to make it look like snow. For the second DIY, I am using these 3 bottle bases I purchased from Dollar Tree, and I am going to paint them white using the Waverly White chalk paint. I purchased these 2 choppers from Dollar Tree too, and I am going to glue them together to make my little tray. Since I am placing the 3 vases on top of the tray, I want to secure a little bit more, so I added glue and then this craft sticks from Dollar Tree, and I covered it with a little piece of a gift bag. I am using this bath sponge that I also purchased from Dollar Tree to galvanize and make my tray look more rustic. I am using white, black, and dark beige. I am dabbing the sponge in the color I am using, and I am just dabbing the tray a little bit, and I keep just playing with the colors until I am satisfied with the results. Now that the bottles are completely dry, it's time to sand them. I am using my sandpaper to sand them. And now that they are sanded, you can see all the little details of the bottles, all the little letters, and they just look prettier and cuter now. I made 3 little simple bows like the one we did for our first DIY, and I glued it to my bottles using my hot glue gun. You can see how sturdy this tray is. I am super impressed and in love with this DIY. It's definitely one of my favorite ones. And I am adding some greenery and red berries to complete the look. To make this super cute jar, I am recycling this glass jar that I already had, but I know Dollar Tree has glass jars that you can use for this DIY. And I am gluing to the bottom 2 Jenga blocks that I also painted white to use them as legs. And how adorable are these miniatures from Dollar Tree? They are so cute. I am adding inside some polystyrene, I think that's the name, if not you can correct me down below, that I cut it in little pieces so I can glue the little miniatures on top for more support. I am using my scissors to help me reach all the way to the back of the jar to glue this little man that I should have glued first, but I actually forgot, so now it's his turn to be glued to the jar. And I am adding this snow that I bought from Dollar Tree. I also purchased this baker's twine from Dollar Tree, and I am going to wrap it around the lid a couple of times for some decor. Now I am going to be using one of the mini ornaments that I purchased at Walmart, and I am going to be using the Joy one, and I am going to add it to my baker's twine to make it look like a little tag. I'm gluing the end, and then I am cutting the excess off. I'm going to be adding this little piece of ribbon. I cut the endings in a V shape and twisted the middle, and then I am going to glue it to my jar with my hot glue gun, and I am going to add a little ornament that I had laying around. It's the same size as a berry. To make my wood calendar, I am using these 2 wood signs that I purchased from Dollar Tree, and I removed the little bow and the wood stems. It was very easy. I just had to wobble it a couple of times and it just came out. And I am also going to use these 2 foam signs, and I'm going to paint them white. But before, I am going to fill the little holes that I did when I removed the little stems, and then I just painted them white. And I sanded the wood filler once it was completely dry after a couple of minutes. Now, to make my little blocks look more realistic and look more like they are made of wood, I painted all the corners with a very light beige, and I was very gentle when I was painting. I didn't press too hard. And I did the same things with my wood signs. Now for the numbers of the calendar, I am going to start with my first block and I am going to draw the number 1. Then I am going to turn my little block and I am going to draw the number 3. Now I'm going to go back to 1 and then I'm going to turn it to the other side and draw the number 4. I'm going to turn it once more and draw the number 5. Now that I am done with the number 5, I am going to go back to 1 and then turn it to my right and write the number 2. Now back to 1, then turn it to my left and I am going to write the last number, that is 0. For my second block, I did the same thing, started with my number 1, then I'm going to turn it to the side under the 1, and I am going to write the number 7. Now I turn my block and I wrote the number 8 under the space of the 7, then turn it again under the space of the 8 and drew my number 6. We will use the number 6 as a 9 too, since we don't have a 9, so make sure it looks like a 6 and a 9. Then I went back to 1, moved it to my left and I wrote the number 0, and now went back to 1, and now on the right space of my 1 I am going to draw the number 2 again. Now that I have all my numbers in place, I am going to go on top of them with a permanent black marker. I know this DIY had a lot of steps on where to put the numbers, but I promise you this is a super duper simple and easy DIY. Don't be afraid to give it a try, you will love it. And now I am gluing both of the wood signs together, and now I am going to place my little wood blocks on top of them. I purchased these wood stickers from Target at the dollar spot, and I am going to use the Merry one on my calendar, and I am going to add a little bit more of extra glue to make it more permanent. Now with a pencil, I am going to write Days Until Christmas, and then I'm going to go on top of it with the permanent black marker. For my last DIY, I am going to be using this Dollar Tree Christmas tree, and I just filled a little hole in the top with some wood filler and then waited for it to dry, sanded and painted white. And now I purchased this little tiny stars from Dollar Tree. I'm going to be using the glittery one. I just removed all the glitter, and I am going to trace a little piece of this paper that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. It says 69 cents, but I actually paid 25 cents after the discounts that they were having. And I am going to add some Mod Podge, and then I'm going to apply the paper and then add Mod Podge on top and wait for it to dry. I am going to glue my little star to the top of my tree, and I'm also going to glue one of the wood stickers under it. I decided to go with the Christmas one. I'm going to add a little piece of twine that I purchased a long time ago from Dollar Tree, and I am going to glue the tips to the back. And now I am going to add a little tiny clothespin that I also purchased from Dollar Tree, and I am going to hang my little picture to this clothespin. Now I'm going to start working on the base of this piece, and I used this plastic flower pot from Dollar Tree and I painted it white. I painted 2 coats, let it dry, and now I went around with some baker's twine on the top and I added a little mini ornament from Walmart. I glue the ends of the baker's twine with the hot glue gun. And now I am going to glue a little bow to the top. I'm gluing a little piece of some flower foam, also from Dollar Tree, to inside the pot. And I am filling all the empty spaces with some polystyrene, but you can use more flower foam. And I am going to fill all the empty spaces with some greenery I had laying around. And some of these are from Dollar Tree, but some of them are from Hobby Lobby. I added some glue to the bottom of my wood tree and I am going to insert it inside the flower foam, and I am going to wait a couple of seconds, almost a minute, until the glue had time to dry. For a little pop of red, I cut one of the little red cards from the scrapbook paper, then added a little bit of glue, then glued it to the clothespin, and I decided to place in this picture holder a picture of my oldest son from last year when we visited Tennessee, and now I have a beautiful way to show this beautiful picture that is dearest to my heart. Okay, mis amores, thank you so much for watching today's video. I am currently working in the next DIYs. I will be bringing you 3 Christmas DIYs with Dollar Tree items. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already so you don't miss that video coming up, and I will see you all soon. Bye!